In a landmark and highly controversial move, the three member states of the Alliance of Sahel States, Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso, have jointly declared their withdrawal from the Rome Statute and the International Criminal Court. The coordinated announcement was made on September 23, 2025. According to official statements, the withdrawal was described as a sovereign decision. The military-led governments of the three nations accused the ICC of betraying its mission of impartial justice and instead becoming an instrument of neocolonial repression in the hands of imperialism. The joint declaration further charged that the ICC had become a global example of selective justice, applying double standards by disproportionately targeting African leaders and weaker states, while sparing powerful nations and their allies. The International Criminal Court, based in The Hague, Netherlands, was created under the Rome Statute of 1998 to prosecute genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. Since its establishment in 2002, the ICC has investigated atrocities in more than a dozen countries, but critics argue that its focus has fallen heavily on African leaders and conflicts. While the court insists it operates with neutrality, its reputation in Africa has long been tarnished by perceptions of bias and double standards, concerns that the Sahel juntas amplified in their announcement. The move was not unexpected. Between 2020 and 2023, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger all experienced military coups that ousted elected governments. Since taking power, their junta leaders have distanced themselves from Western partners, including the European Union and the regional bloc ECOWAS, while forging closer alliances with Russia. In fact, Russia's President Vladimir Putin himself faces an ICC arrest warrant over alleged war crimes in Ukraine, which has only deepened skepticism of the court among Moscow's allies. Earlier this year, the three Sahel states even announced plans to create their own criminal and human rights court under the Alliance of Sahel States, alongside proposals for a regional high-security prison to handle terrorism and serious crimes internally. Although the withdrawal was declared immediate, the process legally takes at least 1 year under Article 127 of the Rome Statute. Until then, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso will remain bound by ICC obligations, and ongoing cases will continue. This move follows Hungary's withdrawal earlier in 2025, adding to wider challenges for the court's global credibility. The announcement comes amid mounting allegations of atrocities committed by the Sahel armies and their Russian allies. In June 2025, Tuareg associations filed a complaint with the ICC accusing the Malian armed forces, Burkinabe forces, and mercenaries from the Africa Corps, the successor to Wagner, of war crimes and crimes against humanity since 2022. The groups alleged widespread civilian massacres, forced disappearances, and summary executions during counterinsurgency operations. Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International have echoed these concerns, while UN experts in April 2025 warned that the alleged execution of dozens of civilians by Malian troops could constitute war crimes. The ICC has maintained an open investigation in Mali since 2013, focusing on atrocities in the northern regions of Gao, Timbuktu, and Kidal. The three countries remain engulfed in conflict with jihadist groups linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State. The violence has killed tens of thousands since 2012 and displaced more than 2.5 million people. Civilians continue to suffer the most, caught between militant groups, state armies, and foreign mercenary forces. The withdrawal underscores the growing isolation of the three Sahel juntas from international institutions. By replacing the ICC with their own regional court, they aim to demonstrate judicial independence. But critics argue this risks enabling impunity. For civilians already living under the shadow of jihadist violence and military crackdowns, the departure raises fears of even fewer avenues for justice. As the one-year withdrawal period unfolds, the ICC will likely press ahead with ongoing investigations, but once completed, its jurisdiction over new crimes in these countries will cease. This shift marks not only a setback for international justice, but also a significant turning point in the Sahel struggle between sovereignty, accountability, and the fight against impunity.